thing about it into Lecomte.
And also Freiburg's caught back up a little bit, so not too much, but he has closed slightly as there the cars go through Eau Rouge once for the pit lane as Petrolicia goes really wide, and that has not only compromised the exit to the chicane, it might be another track limit problem as Licia gets the job done easy peasy this time. Brakes for the chicane, maybe went in a little bit deep there as the cars went through. He has gone deep, he's got it all wrong coming out, and that's going to give Gimon the chance to come back at it. So as we cut to the team celebrating, Petrolicia was having a bit of a moment of his own, I think, and he comes across the line. He's lost the class lead, he's on the inside, he brakes as late as he dares into La Source. He's got the line for the corner and he's got the lead back again, but here comes the Mercedes with all of that grunt, one side then the other. Petrolicia defending nicely, but here comes Gimon, breezes back past him.
Oh, frustrating for that KTM. Great drive, and finally gets it done round the outside. It's the closest it's ever been through Eau Rouge, of course, but I still think the Mercedes is going to pull away either with the slipstream given to the KTM.
Have not, although they've been banking points, not come out as a class winner. Now, not only does Licia have to try and attack for the race lead in AM, he's also now under attack from Freiburg behind him.
It could get a run here, and ironically we're talking about Spa not being a KTM circuit, so shows you what we know, or what the KTM guys have done very well to look after their tyres. I didn't think they would have that huge benefit of tyre of this lap, so that Black Lamborghini has made a mistake. We're seeing the attack still going on, but again, unless he can just get a slight run down the inside here, it's looking hard because that Mercedes is so strong at the end of the straights. He's got to try and open up the corner as the team stress levels go through the roof. They're looking at the timing screens, not to the heavens there for reference, but I think the best chance is still this last corner, and he's just got to send it around the outside. You've got your normal braking point, but when you're going around the outside, you can afford to brake 5 meters later because you're going that much wide around the corner, and that gives you the overspeed to get the overtake done.
The problem is that Petrolicia has tried it so often that Gimon now knows what's coming, because Licia does his go to the outside, then a move to the inside. It never quite pays off, but Gimon knows that this is where he needs to defend, so he's already thinking about his view of the mirror, a view of the KTM and where it is on the track. Licia this time goes to the outside line, but he doesn't really level. He's not going to be able to go around the outside to attack on the second part of the chicane here. Gimon does go deep, but he gets the drive off the course, staring at the back of that Mercedes AMG. Of course, ironically, the type of car that Petrolicia has normally been racing in the championship. So now he's thinking, why did I switch? Why did I decide to come and do it this way? There again on the lights, trying to rattle Gimon. And he's a touch rattle, it's a different line through pith path. Petrolicia right on his tail. This is where he's got to exploit the benefit of the KTM through the twiddly bits. Looks to the inside, coming into campus, no way through there. Go right onto the power, go right into the Cour Paul Frere. There's a gap on the inside. Petrolicia sticks his nose in, but that was never going to work.
Gimon was never going to look in his mirror there either, so I think Petrolicia knew that there was an opportunistic move. It's a shame Oliver Freymuth couldn't stay with this, because the battling, they're losing so much time at the moment. Philip Pret, was over 1 minute and 20 behind. That's now 1 minute and 5, so he's gained 15 seconds on this battle in less than 6 laps.
Now let's see whether Licia is able to do his demon out braking manoeuvre again. He's lost a bit too much ground on that lap, so he does brake late, he does close, but they're going to come through now with a mistake made by Gimon. He's slow off the corner. Now Licia gets the drop and clears him and starts to build the gap. So Gimon in a sense did on that lap what Petrolicia did the lap before, in other words getting the chicane wrong, but look how much he closes under braking. If he stays on the back all the way around La Source, then he's going to be in with the chance. He was on the lights trying to rattle Petrolicia. There's the gap. Now watch that come down as in comes the grunt of the Mercedes heading downhill. Petrolicia leading in AM. Pascal Gimon closing. Can't get through there, but it's up towards Lecomte where he wants to be close enough to attack. Is he going to be able to narrow the margin sufficiently? Let's see. KTM is ahead. Here comes the Mercedes, booming along behind, closing. But if Petrolicia can hang on, I think he's got the job done, because the rest of the lap is his, and Gimon does not get there in time. So finally, it looks as though Petrolicia has been able to not only take the AM class lead, but he should be able to secure that now over the next few corners.
Yeah, great persistence from Petrolicia there, just kept knocking on the door, and finally it
accelerates now through that long Cour Paul Frere, long looping right, and then he goes to the long left of Blanchimont up towards the end of the lap. But he's driven well, bearing in mind that that's not his regular mount in the championship. It's not his regular co-driver either. There's been quite a lot to get used to. And the car yesterday had problems. Only did 5 laps, didn't it? Victor Marash never got a drive in the car yesterday. Here, though, all good. So they've turned around the weekend, and Victor Marash and Petrolicia score honours in AM for the first time this season as the car comes across the line. I wonder whether Gibbon was a bit demotivated having lost that class lead, because look at the line. I wonder whether Gibbon was a bit demotivated having lost that class lead, because look at the gap at the end. That Mercedes just not able to respond. He did such a good job for so long with defending, but in the end, 4.4 seconds the margin, and that sort of opened up within really the for Stefan Rossina. And there the RTR Projects team all smiles after a class win in So
Miraz and Petra's gonna come in a few seconds. What a drive from your teammate to get this first ever win together.
Yeah, it's the first win, and special for me because I'm first time here, and it was very difficult. Yeah.
Were you nervous while watching the race from the pit wall?
Yeah, I'm very nervous.
Petra, maybe you weren't nervous because you had no time for this. What a fight with Pascal Gibbon to get that first win.
Happy team. Hard race, certainly for Petrolicia. He had a lot of work to do there to try to get himself into the mix, but it all came right. And so now the drivers will make their way to the podium. And we'll get ready for the Pro Am and Am ceremonies here in the second race of the weekend in GT2 European Series. And the fact that SRO has pledged that commitment to the category for next year hopefully might give 1 or 2 fence sitters the reassurance that they need to come and join in for 2026, because the racing we have is always interesting, that is for certain.